Hello, everyone. I found I found the find of a lifetime, and then I gave it back. True story. So let me back up a little bit. You guys probably remember my other video where I posted all kinds of things for my friend Tanya that I purchased on Whatnot, and didn't find this in that video clearly. Did find this though. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. This is sterling, really pretty. So I'll show you that here in a minute. But more about this. So I got all this stuff from her. I had packages that I had not opened on the camera, but I'd pretty much gone through everything, I thought. So I went off to Texas the next day because I went to my nephew's wedding, beautiful wedding. And I'm a Texas native, but I live out in North Carolina now. And I got this message from her, a frantic message saying, oh, I'm just sick. I think I put a very expensive watch fob in there. It's solid gold. Don't throw it away. Don't donate it, this and that, or, put it in a lot. It's actually worth a lot of money. She was sick about it. She wanted it back at the end of the day. And she's like, I just hope whoever gets it needs it more than I do. And I could tell she was really lamenting the fact that what she'd done. And she said, I was in a hurry. I didn't, mean to put that in there. It was an accident. And I said, well, girl, I went through the video because I wasn't at home at that point, and I didn't see anything like that. And I didn't remember seeing anything like that in the bags because I just took a cursory look because I didn't have time to go through all of it. So then I came home and it just stuck in my craw. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to look through all this stuff. I'd watched the video. Clearly I didn't have it. So I started digging through all the jewelry that I had down and looked through every single huge giant bag like this. Just giant bags of stuff, right? Started looking through there, trying to find this watch fob, okay? This beautiful T watch fob. And I didn't see it. I was like, no, I don't have it. I don't know what to think or what to do. Let me go. So then I'd get up and I'd go do my stuff, put my clothes away and everything from traveling. And then I came back. I was like, well, let me look at the studio again. It just didn't sit well with me. I didn't remember it. I didn't know what she was talking about, but it didn't sit well with me. I thought, well, I got to do my due diligence here. That's the kind of human that I am. So I went through and looked again. Well, I looked upon my studio. I have shelves in my studio, and I looked upon my studio shelves, and there was this bag of gold jewelry. Okay. And I thought, well, I don't know that I've gone through that. So here's one of the pieces. That's one of the pieces that was in there. Here's another one that was in there of this bag of gold jewelry. Yeah. And then this big giant gold thing was in there. And I'm going to show you that here in just a second when I get it undone. This was in there. And that was in there. It was all gold stuff. So nothing but gold stuff. This was in there, gold. And then there were some gold earrings in there I'm not going to pull out. There's this big gold medallion thing. I want to pull it out for you. This one was in there. It's all gold now. See all this gold stuff? That was in there. And none of this is real gold. It's just faux gold. And then this was in there. So it's a big bag of just gold stuff. And I thought, well, I better take this out. It was in a little Ziploc bag. I better start sorting through this, right? So I've got it like this. I take it out. Okay, here's this. Well, that's clearly not gold. That's not a watch fob. That's not what she's talking about. I set that to the side. I find this guy. That's not what she's talking about. Then there's this guy. I'm like, okay, we got a really pretty druzy, like, statement necklaces. Statement necklaces are back, by the way. And then there was this guy. And then this guy was all wrapped around this guy, and boom, there it was. So all this gold had wrapped around the gold chain. Let me move it around. That's all tone jewelry. But this is 10 karat solid gold. It's about 26 grams of gold. It's about 10 inches to 12 inches around. I didn't measure it, but that's what it looks like, and I've got a pretty good eye there. I've been doing this so long. And long story short, while I was in Texas, like I said, she was frantic. She was heart sick. Well, recently, somebody tried to scam me out of about 34 grams of gold that I had out on eBay. It was just bits and pieces. It wasn't anything like this. I've had a piece of one of these, actually, I got in a box of stuff. It was about that much, and it was gold, and I did scrap it out. This is not scrap value, though. I wouldn't scrap this out. It's in such beautiful condition. These are really in demand with Zennials and Millennials who want to wear gold and want something vintage and want to layer, because it does have that paperclip effect. And then you've got that T-bar at the bottom, but you have to have a really small neck. It does not fit me at all. I tried, believe me. I wanted to see what I look like. I don't wear gold, though. I'm not a gold person. Looks great on other people. It's just not for me. That's why I specialize in the white metals. But I do have some gold filled and gold things, but mostly not. But anyway, so she was just heartsick about, and I could imagine. I mean, I know how that feels when I got, this guy tried to scam me for the gold. His name is Brock Mitchell on eBay. They still haven't taken him down. I don't know why. He literally tried to steal from another seller. That made me sick at my stomach, that another seller would prey on another seller. And I'm not going to be that person, and I am not that person. And I think that you reap what you sow in life, and I hope that he does, because that was just a shady thing that he did. So I certainly understand it. It didn't happen the way he wanted it to, because we caught it. But, you know, had I been naive or a new seller, I might have sent that and I never would have seen my gold again. I would have been out my money and then out the shipping, and then, you know, there's that. So I'm not that person. So this is the find of a lifetime. This is a find that you want to go pay $5 at Savers. You want to go wherever you go and pay 10 bucks for it, or 30, or even 50 or 100 and get it. So it's a find of a lifetime. I am thrilled because I've only seen, I had one of these that was gold filled that I sold, but I've never seen one that was all gold. It's heavy, it's well made. You know, they just don't make things like this anymore. And I think that's what the appeal is, because Zennials and Millennials and Gen Z, they're starting to figure that out. And it's just heavy, beautifully made chain. I mean, breaking this thing, good luck with that. It's so pretty. And so she was telling me about how she hoped that somebody who got it, well, I didn't remember getting it. I hadn't gone through everything. So when I found it and it clunked out, I immediately went, my husband said, "You're going to give that back, right?" Because I told him about it, you know, while we were gone. I said, "You're darn right I'm going to give it back. We just got to work out the shipping and things." And then he said, "Well, I would give it back." You know, it was no moral dilemma for me. There was no dilemma because I knew I was going to give it back. I knew I was going to return it, which I told her. I said, "Hey, if I'd had it, I'd be glad to return it," because everybody makes mistakes, right? And I know what you're going to say. If that had been me, I wouldn't have returned it. That's on her. Well, you're not me. And that's not how I do. And unless you only know the pain of that if you're a reseller. Maybe you're somebody, I know Texas Gal Treasure says she sent the wrong thing to the wrong person before. And what if it was a really high dollar item and the person, the other person didn't get it, and then that person bought a $15 item? Well, what do you think they're going to do? They're probably not going to give it back. You know, I like to think that people are pretty good, but what I know, being in retail for so long, and I've been a senior underwriter for high-end insurance, I know how people are. They'll scam if they can. And I know what they do. I could sit here and tell stories about that, but that isn't who I am. And so, yeah, I'm really glad I got to see the lore and the history of this piece. This was something that men would wear in their pocket with their double vest, and they would have a watch attached to it, probably also a 10-karat gold watch. And yeah, so this was a nice piece. And the date is probably from the Victorian era. It could be from the 20s or 30s, just from the mechanism here, this part. It may be from the 40s, actually, and that clamp style, it may be from the 40s. But it's in beautiful condition, and it's something I wouldn't scrap. I would sell it by itself because paperclip, number one, is really popular. Number two, people like to wear this as a necklace. It's only 11 or 10, 12 inches neck size. It won't fit me, so it may only be a 10-inch neck size. But still, some people have that, and it's beautiful as jewelry to layer pieces with. And then that nice paperclip is still really popular, meaning this kind of oval shape in a paperclip. People say it looks like a paperclip. I don't know. I have a paperclip necklace on that in white gold that I love, so I understand. But yeah, so I'm going to be giving this back, find of a lifetime, giving it back to Tanya, and she's another reseller and sent it by accident, and that would just make your heart sick, you know. But what would make your heart full is when you know somebody works with you to say, hey, it's not my item. Let me get that back to you. I don't specialize in gold anyway. I specialize in white metals and sterling and vintage stuff like that. And so I'm really, really glad to be giving that back to her. And I think, you know, it made her feel good and made her feel like, you know, there is a God, you know, he watches over us. And I know he watches over me, and he's protected me in times where I was really desperate. And I used to work for a Fortune 500. I made over 6 figures. I was a manager. I was a senior underwriter. I was a powerhouse. And then I got very, very sick. And you can kind of see, if I show it to you, it's gross, I know. You can kind of see here all of this swelling and fibrosis. That is because I've been traveling. So that won't go down probably for another week or two because I swell up like a toad whenever I travel. But I wanted to see my nephew get married, and I'm in a lot of pain, and it's hard having an autoimmune disease, and it knocked me on my behind after COVID. And I think that played a role in it, certainly, in making it more angry. So I have to really watch the inflammation. I have to watch what I eat like a hawk. You know, I don't eat sugar. I can't eat sugar. I can't eat a lot of carbs. I'm gluten intolerant. I can't eat gluten. So, yeah, it's been a rough ride. So I understand what it's like when you do something like that and you feel scared, like, oh gosh, and you feel like an idiot. I mean, I get that too. I've done silly things. Actually, when we were traveling, this is funny. When we were traveling at the airport, we were all sitting over, and we were in Greensboro, so it was not like it was packed in there. And I had my carry-on bag on top of my suitcase. And I was talking to my husband and enthralled with whatever he was saying, because I kind of hang on his every word. And wasn't really paying attention. And my bag fell over, but I didn't pick up the bag on top, which was my carry-on. Then I looked around and went, wait a minute, where's my carry-on? Then I looked over where we were sleeping. Sleeping? We weren't sleeping. Looked over where we were sitting. And lo and behold, it wasn't over there. I started feeling that feeling of, you know, like this feeling, freaking out, feeling terrified because you know you got to leave and you can't. Oh my gosh, I had all my Renutriv makeup in there and all the Chanel and everything. And so I went over there, and he's like, it's right there. It's right there. And it was. It had fallen on the ground. And why dingus me didn't turn around and look at it, I don't know, because I'm an idiot. And I felt like a dingus. And then I felt that relief of like, okay, I'm going to get my bag back, and I don't have to worry. You know, and that feeling isn't good, you know. I know it's just a thing and things like that, but it's important to someone. And I think being honest and not being a thief is important. And I'm not a thief, and I can't stand thieves. And I think maybe it goes back to me being a general manager and watching people steal things. We had all these chrome signs. They were made out of chrome. People would steal those. I had a whole 6 of them one time. Somebody had put on a table, and a guy just came through and put his arm through them and just took them. Walked out of the store with them. I was like, what are you going to do with that? You can't recycle it. They're not aluminum. It was the weirdest thing. And then later on, it was funny because the mall security brought me a bunch of them and said, are these yours? We found them sitting on an end cap, in the mall somewhere. So he just took them out of the store and then set them down. I don't know if he thought they were rare or what, but it was crazy. People do the craziest things. They really do. So with that being said, I want to tell you about Whatnot. Be careful when you buy out there. Buy from reputable sellers like myself and Tanya. I mean, don't buy from those people that are selling $2. Look, you get what you pay for. I don't know if I have it. Okay, so here is where I purchased some sterling necklaces. And I only got, oh no, these aren't them. We'll pretend it is. So I bought a necklace like this, right? This is a Figaro chain, but I bought 6 of them, okay? So there are these people out of China. They wear gloves. If you ever go on a show and then you see rubber gloves, run. That is out of China, and run. They're not here in the States most of the time. They constantly get taken down. They pop right back up. It's like whack-a-mole, you know. Whatnot does what they can do, but it looked like this, kind of. It was semi-magnetic when I got it, and I bought 6 of them, okay, to put pendants on. They only sent me one, and they were supposed to send me a free gift. I didn't get it, and so I left them bad feedback, and they were dropped, and I reported them, and, you know, I wanted to see, and I saw, and I knew what everyone was talking about. They're scammers. There's people out there, look, selling fragrances and things like that, Dior, Chanel. I'm going to tell you right now, that is fake. It's knockoffs. It's not the real thing. They're getting that from some knockoff place. You can get it from places. You'll get that fragrance. It won't smell anything like Dior or Chanel or what have you. The bag isn't the same. You're buying counterfeit products is what you're doing. Look, there's no Lululemon out there. Nobody has a Lululemon wholesale store that they're getting all this Lululemon from. And these women eat this Lululemon up like it's like they're sopping it up with a biscuit, and they don't understand that that's fake. It's not the real thing. And Whatnot allows it. Don't ask me why. Unlike eBay, who you sell fake stuff, you sell counterfeit stuff on there. Nah, they're going to get you. They're going to get you. Especially Chanel, Yves Saint Laurent, Louis Vuitton, any of that stuff that you have, Bulgari, anything that you say is authentic by Jiminy, it better be authentic, or the authentication police will come after you. No joke. I mean, it's never happened to me because I don't sell inauthentic things, but that's why we go to such lengths to authenticate, we do light testing, you know, with the black light, we do diamond testing, we do gemstone testing, we do size testing, we do gold and silver testing, platinum, because we want to make sure that the item that you're getting, if it's gold filled, we want to tell you. If it's, you know, a reproduction, we want to tell you that too. You know, we want to be as honest with you as we can and as much as we know. And that's part of the thing. One of the things I love about jewelry is the history. So I am super honored and glad that I really got to hold this in my hand, because like I said, I've had one that was gold filled, and I had a piece of one of these once, but I'd never had the whole thing. And so I think it's a real blessing that you know, it came to me because I got to hold it in my hand. And I don't specialize in this anyway. I don't specialize in gold. I specialize in sterling and white metals, and because it's what I love. And you know, she likes vintage stuff, and you know, this should be hers. It belongs to her, and it was an accident. She didn't intend to send it, and yeah, I'm perfectly happy with sending it back as a reseller. I know how that can feel. I really do. When that guy tried to scam me out of all the gold, I just felt like, what's going on? I mean, I caught it right away. His name is Brock Mitchell, BROCMITCHELL. Don't buy from him. He's a thief and a liar, and I have the proof. I've taken pictures of that whole scenario of where he had one name with no sales and no purchases, and then suddenly he became Brock Mitchell and was like, why aren't you sending me my gold, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, why did you ask me to send it to an alternative address? If you're such a great reseller, you know better. Shame on you, you know? Yeah, so there's a lot of scammers out here, so, and I'm not one of them, and neither is she. So anyway, I'm going to link my Whatnot store here. I'm going to give you $15 of free credit. It's not a $15 coupon. It's $15 of free money for you to buy something that's $15. So if somebody has a ring, like this turtle ring that's $15, you can buy it, and you become part of the Whatnot community. I really enjoyed buying on Whatnot. I bought a ton of things. I'll show you what I bought. I love Talavera, so I collect it. I bought these cute little Talavera salt and pepper shakers. I just think they're beautiful, and they are Mexico. I'm Mexican, so half, and so it holds a special place in me. And anytime I go in Roses, if you know, you know, in Texas, you have to go to Roses. If you haven't been to Texas, go to Roses. Roses is a chain restaurant, but I'm telling you, their food is fire. We went to the authentic Mexican food place because I probably eat it 4 times when I'm there. And then I took my husband to Roses, and he was like, this is really good. And I'm like, I know. And it's affordable. And so go to Roses. But when I go into Roses, everything is Talavera. And that's how I want my kitchen to be. Much to my husband's chagrin, I want Talavera tiles in the background. I like this because it's Talavera looking. But I love Talavera, and I collect it. Got a lot of really cool tattler in my kitchen, little tchotchkes and stuff that are hanging up in there. So it's been fun collecting. You can definitely add to your collection, whether you collect owls or sports cards or Pokemon or whatever you're into, or doodads or things for your shadow box or jewelry, or you collect clothes. It is a great place. I picked up a whole wardrobe of clothes. I'm not even kidding. That I bought for myself and for my daughter. And then I'm going to donate them to a friend who likes clothes. And so she sent me her whole, and the, cool thing about resellers, when you buy something from them, a lot of times they'll send you extra stuff. I do. When you buy something sterling from me, 99.9% of the time, I'm going to send you extra stuff. It's just as a thank you for purchasing. It's just what I do. You don't get that at a retail space. Retail doesn't give you anything. I have all HSN, QVC, vintage, gemstone, that kind of stuff. They're not going to give you extra stuff. You'll be lucky to get a receipt out of them, All right, well, listen, that's me. I just wanted to show you the find of a lifetime that I found in a bag, but then returned to my friend because it wasn't mine to keep. So it's 10 karat gold, and I'm more than happy to see it go. But I'm really glad that I got to look at it, inspect it, check it out, and see what a real gold one looked like, because I'd only had a piece of one and a gold-filled one. So that's pretty cool. All right, that's me, guys. Be sure and follow and like. I'm Vibin Estate Gems on eBay. I'm Vibin Estate Gems on Whatnot. You can come check me out, and I'm going to put those links here so you can check out all the beautiful things that I have for sale. Mother's Day is coming up, graduations, Father's Day. So it's a great time to pick up jewelry. With jewelry, it's like tattoos. You can change. One day you can wear gold. The next day you can wear silver with citrine in it. The next day you can wear, red jasper, in sterling. It's cool how you can mix, and you can wear vintage, vintage Napier. You can wear vintage pearls, with carnelian. Isn't that beautiful? And that's what's really cool about jewelry. It's like, you're living your legacy, but you are also changing out what you wear. It doesn't, it keeps it real. It's not boring. So I'll show you a couple of my finds really quickly. This is one of the rings that I bought recently. This is teal quartz. It's made to look like Paraiba tourmaline, and it is stunning. That's about 12 carats. And then we have about 4 to 5 carats here. This is Prasiolite. And this has diamonds on the side of it, by the way. That's tested as real diamonds. And that's sterling. I got these for a song. These are going in my collection, though, because they fit me. And I don't really have greens. I don't have any Prasiolite, which is shocking because I don't know. I don't know why I don't. And then this is the teal quartz, and I'm going to be keeping that. I like big stones, but then I may turn around, like I said, and get something dainty and little, like this. I may want to wear a guy like that. This is in my shop. This is from Gemporia, and that is smoky quartz. I may want to wear something little like that, or I may want to change it up and do something whimsical, like a turtle, a sea turtle. I have everything in my collection. So, or I may want to change it up and do a natural stone like Larimar. That's Larimar, and the stones are apatite, neon apatite. Really, really pretty. Larimar is such a cool stone. It's like this sky with clouds floating in it, For those water babies out there, you should own a Larimar. So pretty. That's about 2 carats of Larimar there. Yeah, so you can just mix and match your stones and put a stack on. I like to stack big and little and just have a complete stack going across, like a gypsy. I'm a gypsy. That's what I do. Anyway, all right, so that's me, guys. I need to get this gold stuff out of the way before I mix it back up again with my thing here, her thing. And I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a really, really great week. And I'll talk to you later.